Hey guys, I just did a fresh install of Nobara Linux on this Lenovo ThinkPad 247s, and I was greeted with this very beautiful welcome dialog. So it says it's performing a few additional post-install cleanup tasks. Please wait. So gonna see what that does. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and switch out this logo. I don't dislike it, but it's not gonna work for me. I'm trying to remember how I did this. I think it's under Arc menu settings. Menu button, and then choose a new icon. And I like Fedora. I'm gonna stick with that. Let's see if that is still doing a cleanup task. While that's running, I'm also gonna go out here to appearance and go to my light settings. And I like the light here, but I don't like this wallpaper so much. So I'm gonna go to my tweaks. And I know how to do all this because I did it in the live session before I installed. Extensions has moved. Okay, that's great. I'm going to go to background and I'm going to go to dark. And there we go. And the cleanup has completed. Good timing. Okay, it just says, welcome to Nobara Linux 37. Thank you for choosing Nobara. This will help guide you through the available resources. First steps, update my system, install patented media codecs and libraries. I thought it would have done the latest updates while it did the install because I was on my Ethernet. So let's see what happens when I click that. It should have installed everything. So ask me for the password. I'm just gonna go off for a minute and type in my password. If y'all are really that vested, you can hear how many keystrokes I made. And it's just doing an install of, or it's doing a finding of all the packages, looks like. And looks like they have their own repositories for all of the system items, like the only office. And that's one thing to note, is that they have the only office. Usually you see LibreOffice in these distribution offerings, so that's different. And the app stream, there's a lot of stuff that's in here out of the box, and I'll show you what I mean. And this is what I really liked about this distro, all apps. And here's what I'm gonna also do. Let me go to my extension manager. And I like Arc menu, and I might bring it back. But for right now, I'm just gonna get rid of that. And I'm also gonna get rid of dash to panel. I know it's dash to panel, but dash to panel is funnier. Okay, so now I get my app tray. So look what's included out of the box. You got Lutris for gaming, only office, and all the stuff that you get with Fedora Workstation is in this already. But I also get Timeshift for doing backup and restore. You also get Steam and Winetricks. This is a gaming-centric distro. It's targeted to gamers and content creators. So you get a lot of stuff out of the box. There's Proton. There is, let's look under utilities. Again, Tweaks is out of the box. Usually you have to download that. All this other stuff you get with a standard Fedora installation. Cheese is your webcam. Weather comes with, it's the GNOME. This is GNOME. I want to say 43. Let me make sure on that. Let's go to About and see if it tells me what GNOME version I'm running. and I'm on GNOME 43, so that's our latest. Okay, let's look. Geo overlay, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's something to do with graphics. Yep, OpenGL graphics. If that's, again, if you're a gamer, that means something to you. It doesn't really mean that much to me because I'm not a gamer per se. Pulse audio, again, that comes standard with your Fedora Workstation. And again, Steam right out the box. Let's go back to our update. So I guess it is downloading quite a bit that I thought would have been installed during the install. But let's just look at our packages here. Okay, network manager kernel, firmware update, for the game scope. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see, game scope. It's not put. Oh, so it has something to do with Steam, apparently. Okay. Again, I'm not a gamer, so I'm not. Excuse my ignorance. Okay, GNOME. Oh, one thing I found interesting under extensions that this also has the pop shell. So I guess if I wanted to do tiling windows, it's up here. It's tiling windows, yes, bam. I'm not a tiling windows person, so I do have pop shell on a MacBook. I call it my pop book. I'm trademarking that. The Piper Cycon thing, Pipewire, Python, Samba. Vim. Let's see if Nano. I don't see it listed, but that it could have it. It's just not updated, maybe. Okay, and Timeshift. It looks like it's finishing up. Okay, so a couple of iterations ago, they changed the text editor from Vim to Nano for whatever reason, and I'm not sure. Due to patent laws. Okay, so these are our media codecs that were removed from the last iteration of Fedora 37. So it's asking me, do I want to install them? Yes, I do. So it's asking me for my password. I'm gonna insert my password. And it's downloading those media codecs. Well, like I said, a couple of iterations ago, they switched from the Vim text editor to the Nano text editor. And it just seems like a change, not necessarily an improvement to me. It's just a change for the sake of change, not necessarily an improvement. So I always re-download Vim, but it looks like it's already out of the box. And speaking of which, I'm going to open up another terminal if it'll let me. And I'm just curious, if I click NeoFetch, what do I see? Okay, got their own ASCII art. That's hot, that's hot. And it's got all my specs, GTK3, Adwaita, so on and so forth. It's using 3 gigs right now, and it's doing a major update, so that is not crazy. Ugh, I thought I took it off of this natural scrolling. Let me fix that. So, mouse, turn off natural scrolling. I hate it. Oh, let me try. Now, I love this computer because it's got a touch screen. I'm just gonna open up a text editor and see how that works. Okay, my keyboard should be coming up. My on-screen keyboard, but it's not. Oh. Okay, y'all are seeing this live. It just totally kicked me out. Okay, so let me put my password in. Maybe that was part of the update. I have no idea. A problem occurred. Looks like tweaks crashed. Fun. Okay, I hope I don't have to redo that update all over again. I'm gonna leave tweaks alone right now. It's gonna ask for my password. Hope that didn't botch the update. And it's starting all the way over. Okay, so now that I know that it's not gedit, I'm gonna try it one more time. I'm in text editor. See, my on-screen keyboard should show up, so that's not great. Maybe I have to invoke it manually. I don't see onboard. Okay, and maybe it's that program. Let me try only Office and see if a keyboard pops up. I'm just gonna create a new document. And if so my on-screen keyboard is not invoking like I would like it to. Now that's something that was never a problem in Fedora. It always popped up. So this might be a deal breaker because I need that on-screen keyboard. Let me go to keyboard settings, not in tweaks, because that was giving me a fit earlier. Keyboard settings. I don't see an on-screen keyboard option. Do you? Again, I might have to download onboard. That's disconcerting. And then it looks like there's some kind of error here with the repositories for Nobara. There was a timeout on a mirror. Well, this is a fresh install, so worst come to worst, I can download something else. But that's disappointing. I allegedly already downloaded media codecs. I don't need any NVIDIA drivers because I don't have any on this system. And then install more apps from the Software Center. Let's let this finish first before we try to do that. And web apps is kind of, the first time I saw web apps is on Linux Mint. So you can take whatever website you visit frequently and you can make a desktop icon and it'll give you a little wrapper around that. So it's like an app, a native app on your machine. I guess that's convenient. Let's move on to recommended. They want you to install Blender, Kdenlive, OBS, and Discord. What I like about this is it gives you the option to download this, whereas I have Zorn OS Pro edition. I paid the $39 for it, and it's more of a kitchen sink approach. It'll have all that stuff in the ISO, and you will just download the whole thing with everything in it. But this is actually giving you the option to download these things individually. You can just download Zorn OS without all that stuff as well, and that's also free. Optional steps, again, no proprietary drivers, no X1 drivers. Again, this is all more gaming stuff. Look and feel. Choose a login manager. Oh my God, my heart just skipped a beat. If I can download the Slick Greeter, or if I can choose the Slick Greeter, that's what I want to do, because I love that greeter, and I was going to download it anyway. Light DM is the desktop manager for Slick Greeter. Let's see. Asking me for my password again, so I don't have to download an error. It says no updates are required, so I guess those updates went through. Choose a login manager. Light DM. Okay, password. Y'all, this is uncharted territory. Light DM install is complete, so it has installed and hopefully set my login manager to Light DM. We're gonna find out in a minute. Now, that's something I've usually had to open up my terminal and do. So if it did that, it looks like a problem occurred. No, I don't want to report. Get new things and icons. I'm guessing it's gonna open up a, oh, it's a Python script. I thought it was gonna open up a browser and take me to like a theme website. No. Okay, it's just sitting here. Okay, let's do something else. Choose a new layout. Yeah, it's not liking that themes button. Windows 11 theme. Everything goes to the center. I mean, that's cool. Traditional, this is what I was just on, I believe. And again, I like that. I just don't like the, it's not that I dislike the logo, I just, for my purposes, it's a no-go. This is more of your Apple kind of look. That's more of your traditional GNOME settings. Oh, okay, so Light DM. Let me see if I can choose the Slick Greeter. Okay, theme. It's giving me some choices. I'm gonna go to add white or GTK3 dark and see what that looks like. I'm gonna do Papyrus dark. Oh, it looks like it's just your average Light DM. So it doesn't have this, I can download the Slick Greeter, but I'll do that for another episode. Okay, is it getting freezy on me? Okay, it's getting a little freezy. Maybe I'm doing too much, but it shouldn't be doing that to me. Let me close this. Oh, it's not letting me close. Y'all are seeing this live. Light Greeter is not responding. I'll wait. Okay. Nope, still being freezy. Okay, let me go back out here. This is my GNOME layout. Oh, this is like more like your standard GNOME 43 that ships with Fedora. Then you've got your more old school GNOME 2. And then the Unity, which has got the side, the vertical. And that's hot. I like that. Let me go back to Pineapple. I think I like this the most out of them. So, word to your mother. Oh, finally, that icons thing popped up. And so I can choose my logo for the user, like the average, the standard user look. And that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna leave it like it is for right now. Let's see what this wallpaper is talking about. Default wallpaper, I'll leave that alone. Close. And let's see if there's anything. Theme your desktop. Launch. Okay, that takes me to tweak. Okay, been there, done that. Troubleshooting issues. Okay, we already did the update. Visit documentation, troubleshooting. So this, I guess this is a community forum. Let's see if that opens up the browser to the community forum. Here's join the community. They have a Discord and a subreddit. And there's a contribution page. Or contribution pages. You can contribute money on Patreon. You can submit designs. You can contribute code on GitLab, GitHub. And then there's credits. Okay. There you go. So I like this welcome screen. It kind of reminds me of either Linux Mint or Ubuntu Mate, where they give you this welcome screen where you can just make some, you know, preliminary steps. One thing, I'm gonna try to get new things and icons again. That never did work. It just doesn't like that for whatever reason. And let's see, my accent color should be blue. Okay. I'm gonna see what that login window looks like now. And again, it's being freezy. Okay. So I'm going to log out. And it still got me in the the GDM, the GNOME Display Manager. So I might need to reboot. Let me reboot and see if it takes me to Light DM. Restart. Because I should have gone into the Light DM Display Manager. It's rebooting. Lenovo. And it's gonna select that out of the grub menu. It kind of takes a while. I don't know if that's the system or my computer. And I'm gonna F1. and it's not letting me. I usually like to F1 to see what guts are happening, but this is just showing me a circle. And it's gonna boot into the desktop, hopefully. I'll give it a second. Hopefully I didn't. Okay, maybe I did the. That's not good. Let me put in my info. It did not boot into the. It did not boot into the desktop. It booted into the command line. I'm gonna try to do a jujitsu trick. Hold on a second. Okay, sometimes you can hit Control. Is it Control F? Alt? Hold on. Okay, sometimes you can boot back into the desktop, but it's not liking that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna log in and reboot. As you can see, this is the first time I'm using the sudo command in the command line. So it's rebooting. That's weird that it did not boot into the desktop. And maybe it's because I was trying to see the commands, or I was trying to see the booting, not necessarily the Plymouth. The Plymouth is the picture you see while it's booting. I want to see what's happening underneath, but it's not letting me. I can disable that in a config file, and I'll do that later. Okay, so here's the boot Plymouth. I'm just gonna leave it alone this time, because maybe I interfered and it booted into the command line instead of the desktop. Because if it's just booting into the command line and not the desktop, I'm screwed. Yep, it's booting into the command line and not the desktop. And I bet you $1,000,000 it has to do with that, changing it from the light DM instead of the GDM. Let me attempt a rescue. Control Alt Delete. Y'all, this is live, raw, and uncut. All the mistakes. Okay. It's rebooting. Hopefully I can, oh, okay. So here's a rescue, and there is an old version of the kernel. I'm just gonna click the latest. I screwed something up along the way. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna hit the rescue and see what that does. Yep, it's taking me to command line. So Control Alt Delete. This is ridiculous right now. Okay, rescue. Rescue is not found. you need to load the kernel first. Okay, so sometimes there's old grub entries that if you try to click them, they're not gonna work. Not found. So those are old grub entries, so that doesn't help us. I don't know how to boot into the I don't know how to boot into the desktop. This could have been a colossal failure. It said press any key, I pressed any key, and now it's frozen. I'm going to Control-Alt-Delete. That's not working, and I'm not getting any response from the keyboard. I'm gonna shut her down. Hopefully there's a rescue. Let me boot into the live environment and see, can I attempt a rescue from the live environment. I'm running Fedora Linux. I'm gonna boot into Nobara 37. Let's see if I can get anywhere there. Again, this is real life, live and uncut. Blank screen. It did this to me earlier. It's just taking a while. It's gonna load up into the live session. And here we go. You can hear the fans. I love this computer. I've had it since the pandemic, so going on 3 years. And it's gonna boot into the desktop for the live session, hopefully. Yep, there's my cursor. Hopefully it made a rescue while I was doing that update. I'm gonna Timeshift. It should be ButterFS. Let's see. And it should be on the hard drive. And there's a non-boot disk. I don't know what they're talking about. Selected device does not have a ButterFS partition. Maybe it is rsync. Let's see. There are no snapshots on this device. There are no snapshots. What is this 8 GB disk they're talking about? Could that be the... It's not the live session because that's only 2-point-something gigabytes. Let's try beat ButterFS. There are no snapshots. Okay. Okay, so this has been a colossal failure. There are no backups. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reinstall Nobara, and I'm gonna come back, and hopefully we can have a better time. Okay, signing off.